president's announcement was not front-page news in most British newspapers, but one that did cover the decision called it a gamble and a retreat. On a visit to Afghanistan, British Foreign Secretary William Hague said the president's decision is in line with British government thinking and with its plan to withdraw 400 of its nearly 10,000 troops by February, and likely more after that.
We will continue to assess the level of British forces required based on the conditions on the ground, but of course leading to a point in 2015, by 2015, where we will not have combat troops fighting in Afghanistan or in anything like the numbers that they are today.
In Brussels, NATO Secretary General Anders Fogh Rasmussen welcomed President Obama's decision.
The United States took the bold decision to increase the number of American troops in Afghanistan by 30,000. Other allies and partners stepped up and provided additional 10,000 troops. And together, those troops were part of an international effort to turn the tide in Afghanistan. And now the tide is turning.
At London's International Institute for Strategic Studies, retired British Brigadier Ben Barry said European countries are likely to follow the U.S. lead.
And of course there is a danger that not only will they match the U.S. drawdown timetable, but they might exceed it.
Barry says that could embolden Taliban fighters, and military officers would have preferred to keep more troops in Afghanistan for a longer period.
And if you decide to go against military advice, what you want to be absolutely certain of is that the rest of the government is pulling together to maximize the chance of the success of the strategy.
Just outside the Institute, at a busy underground station, people passing by were generally glad to hear British troops might also be coming home relatively soon, but they were also concerned about finishing the job the foreign troops went to Afghanistan to do.
Well, it needs to be ready to hand over. You can't hand over something that's still an absolute mess, can you?
So you think the Afghanistan mission is still worth pursuing a while longer?
They've got to get it right before they hand it over.
You know, get out and leave it in a mess doesn't seem quite right either, so it has to be done gradually and has to be done sensitively.
There has to be a balance between the number of troops they withdraw and pull back, set against continuing with their presence in Afghanistan to finish what they started.
The first U.S. troops are to leave Afghanistan next month, with all 33,000 surge troops out by September, putting pressure on foreign governments and the Afghans to get as much done as quickly as possible. Al Pessin, VOA News, London.